Or 1, 2, 3 go, and then 1, 2, 3 go, or no. Welcome back, Russell nerds. Welcome back to Heels, Pops, and Pops Wrestling Entertainment Champions. We say our final farewells, cinematic matches, pros and cons, and will Survivor Series outshine AEW Full Gear? All this tonight in our room where it happens. But first, let's see who's making their way to the ring.
Mischief, you heard?
Pretty chubby flaco, dímelo mi gente.
JP Savage. And remember, folks, cows move with regional accents.
Oh,
Uy.
Yo,
what region?
The Dominican cows. Those Dominican
They also
cows.
make good churrasco.
Okay. I've been to Bonao, so I know what's up. We out there.
milk. Tastes like sancocho.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back.
Sanchocho.
Woo! I'm feeling a little, festive, a little, traditional, and celebrative. It was Taco Bell. It was dope. I loved it. Cheesy gordita crunch, no ranch, add beans.
Your bathroom did not.
No, Alex Zane be asking about me, son. Hey,
Alex Zane would be proud.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I got some, gold, some jewelry. I picked it up this week. Picked up this, little piece of plastic. It's just plastic. It's not jewelry, but it's cute though, right? It's just for our new fans. And
is that the belt that Jericho lost?
Nah. It's Les Champions. Bret Hart introduced this title to AEW. So
Bret Hart.
I wore the shirt and I got the belt now because it's for our new fans joining us this evening. How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots.
I'm sorry I had to go through that.
Yo, for real.
I'm still understanding. That's why we can't have nice things.
I hate Bret Hart, yo. Bret Hart is garbage.
Watch your dirty little mouth. Watch your dirty little mouth.
Can we just not talk about Bret Hart? Like,
watch it.
That's it.
That's the best there ever was.
So, Survivor Series 1997. It was a dark age in wrestling, and we had one Bret the Hitman Hart versus Shawn Michaels. Nah, imagine
were we running the
do a show like
then?
The red, white, and blue ropes back then.
Ooh.
That's a
well,
you know who's not running some ropes though?
Nah, bitch, I was gonna do the transition.
Do it.
Nah, I don't want to. You know who's gonna run whatever ropes they want to? Zelina Vega.
Okay, fine, that's better.
Juicy. Alright, Zelina Vega's out here running her own ropes because she's out. Kind of cool that she went out on her own volition, it would seem, as she got the boot from unionization efforts, apparently, or backstage rift because of that whole Twitch shit. Apparently, she makes more from those third-party apps than she does from her contract, because her contract was more heavily relied upon the live events. So we ain't got no live events, so she ain't got no money, unfortunately, right? And that's because of the whole contract situation. We know the business practices are shady at best. No one cares about Bret Hart. That's right, JJ. Appreciate you, dog. Look. But,
that's foul. That's foul.
Do we think that Zelina Vega, like, well, what happens now? Where does she go? What does she do?
Well, wasn't the final straw that broke the camel's back her OnlyFans account that was opened up recently?
What?
Yeah. Was it?
Yeah.
I gotta go. That's all the time we got for you folks this week. I gotta. Yo, where's my shit at? Nah.
Yo, for $30 a month, photos of cosplay, lingerie, swimsuits, and more for $30 a month.
Hello, yo tengo un centavito ahí.
You sound like you know a lot about what's inside this.
You sound like you did a Google search or two.
If your mom's interested, I got a job.
I feel about being interested. If you guys are interested in what you're hearing right now, what we're doing, son, what you're gonna do is hit that subscribe. Woo!
The sweet. So I feel she's gonna be alright, man. Obviously we're gonna expect her to go to AEW or Impact or anywhere else that she sees fit, and resume her career.
Be surprised, guys. Do not be surprised.
I'm surprised.
See, not only Zelina,
surprise,
but also Mr. Black Go to Japan.
What happened there?
Yo, stop playing with the backgrounds, Vic. What the hell?
You told me I could touch this
God,
button
man.
right here.
No, stop doing that.
You said touch. I said which
No.
one? Which button can I press?
Not the one that you just did. Clearly, that is
I
not
thought
the one.
Was
Whatever
that
that
the-
was.
that's the deal we made, man.
Was that
Like,
the eject button?
Oh my God! You know who did not get the eject button after Zelina Vega did? Matt Sydal didn't, and he is now a part of AEW. Good for him. He botched that moonsault. That's all I could think about.
That's Nakamura.
And by the way,
That was all
What-
Nakamura.
by the way, what I said was Selena and Mr. Black going to New Japan Wrestling. Do not be surprised if that's the move that they make.
You think so?
Yeah. Think about it with the way she does on Twitch. She's a gamer at heart. She loves cosplay. She's into the culture.
Yo,
He's
big
out there.
facts,
He's been, it would be a wonderful move for both of them.
Would you guys?
Yo, they
Would you
thrive
guys
in Japan.
picture Aleister Black and Bullet Club?
That I don't know if he'd fit that vibe, but it'd be cool to see him try. Like, I don't know. He's a different.
Maybe let's
kind
go in the
of, like,
novelist, maybe.
What?
Los Ingobernables?
Los ingobernables del Japón.
Los ingobernables.
Los
cannot govern them.
Ingobernables.
You cannot govern them. La 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 la.
Sasha Banks.
Ooh,
Mm-mm.
ooh. Now you just
really
talking
know.
dirty to me.
I really know 100% I am the greatest wrestler of all time.
Blasphemy?
Mm.
Or not?
Not. She is not ratchet.
She's classy. She's classy and ratchet at the same time.
Listen,
Hey.
time is irrelevant. Time could be this
It's
is
right.
time.
I don't
Present
give a
could be
fuck what time it is.
right? So of all
It's
time,
all of
it's
it.
her time. It's her time, right? So in her world, she's the greatest of all time. That's cool, man. I mean,
Listen,
she's very great.
If you're not,
But the
if
greatest
you're
of all
not
time?
saying that, you're not
I don't
doing
know.
it right. You need
That's-
that should be everybody, every superstar's answer.
Hey,
Should be that.
Meta World Peace thought he was the best player in the world, bro. Meta World
Right.
Peace thought he could beat Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to be that confident. If not, you ain't doing it. Like, what's the point?
Right.
You know what I mean? You got to be your biggest fan. I'm with
Snooze,
it.
you
Sasha,
lose.
do your thing. And she's about to explode in Hollywood, too. The Mandalorian's a hit. She's about to get taste those waters. Going to be the next superstar. Watch. And then you're going to get Becky Lynch coming back after having the baby. And you're going to get that match. 2 mega superstars. Oh, man. WrestleMania 2023. Can't wait.
Is that what you want to see Becky when she comes back? Sasha?
Yeah.
Sasha
She's
and
going to be the
Becky
biggest
Mania?
name. She's going to be the biggest name. Think about it.
How often
about
have we
her
really
life.
seen specifically Becky Sasha?
Not much.
Specifically who?
Becky and
versus
Sasha.
Sasha.
How many times have we seen those two paired up against each other? I can't say that I remember them really wrestling all that many
They
matches.
just did
Like,
the Hell in a
NXT,
Cell, right?
I think they teamed, no? At NXT?
They
Or who
teamed
did-
in NXT?
Somebody teamed with Becky in NXT. I forgot.
They teamed up, I think. But either way, what I'm talking about is the one wrestler that was considered the man, right? The first time a woman has really like, yo, she was running the company for a good minute and everybody was loving it, right? And now the next superstar that's, ripping into Hollywood, winning championships, like that's a story that sells itself. But that could be a whole year buildup.
I'm with it.
I'm here for it. I'm here for that. And that will be a main event match. I'll tell you that right now.
yo, you know who's got a storyline that's got about a year build going on right now? John Moxley just started the storyline that's got about 9 months to go. Congratulations to Renee and Jonathan
Paquet.
Moxley on their
Congratulations.
incoming bundle of joy. I love the fact that that's how it was dropped. Like on the world, essentially, on the public, which is pretty cool.
Oh, I'm
Like,
about to
secrets-
say. How'd you know?
It was so Moxley X.
I'm about to say, how'd you know and shit? Like,
Hey,
How it dropped.
he's a heel,
I
baby.
told-
He's a heel.
Because she had text
told
me.
you.
Well, I didn't know. I thought she knew. She didn't tell nobody else when she texted me by accident. She was hitting up John Moxley to
Who
give
are
him an
you?
update.
Was
And
you
then
Bailey?
Listen,
she
listen.
texted
She's
me
with
by
child.
accident.
She's with
I
child.
was in a group
Her-
text. It was a group text. It was
She's
a bunch
with
of us.
child.
Bailey
She's
was in
with
it.
child.
Bro,
Sasha
get
was
out.
in it.
Drop it. Drop it like it's
in
hot,
it.
bro.
And then
Drop it
yo,
like it's
we
hot.
got that news first.
Oh,
And then
it's
yo, boom, the world
Yo,
knew, yo.
shut the
That shit.
up.
Yo,
That's
Shut
dope how it came
up.
out.
yo, you know, like when like a bad bid goes on for too
Smack!
long.
You just mad, America. You just
Drop it.
mad. You just mad.
Yo.
I found out first.
Yeah, I'm mad that you just continued.
Shut the
Anywho.
fuck up. Yo. See, like, it don't even matter. Whatever else doesn't matter now. What were you going to say, JP?
What I was gonna say. Shit.
Trying to
What
shut
you
this
gonna say?
motherfucker up. That's what
So I heard WWE Thunderdome is moving to Tropicana Field. What's this about? They're trying to get fans into the arena. That's what it means.
Eventually,
They're trying to
yeah.
do what AEW is doing. The reason why they can have some fans separated at certain distances is because they are in an open stadium. They're trying to follow suit, but
That's the only difference. It's an open stadium.
that's why you're able to do it because it's an open stadium. An arena is not open.
Yo, but that's Thunderdome that's moving into Tropicana, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now the WWE is trying to do that. The same
But
concept. They want fans.
So they're gonna put Thunderdome in like a stadium, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like an outside. Wow.
Yeah.
Shit, you think that's
And
gonna
then they're
work?
probably gonna
Well, I
eventually
guess-
they're gonna have fans in the stands too. I'm telling you.
Like to fill in.
telling
That makes so much more sense.
I mean, Royal Rumble is around the corner, and then you got Mania, and that's
Yeah,
so
you
far
need to
along.
pop. You guys need to
It's-
pop. You need
It's
to
gonna
pop.
it's gonna feel like crazy.
It's
Because
gonna
they're
feel crazy.
juice the audience hard. Like you're gonna hear that fucking bass in them cheers. You're woo, woo. Fucking all
Hey,
the
yo.
heel turns are gonna connect, all the pops are gonna happen. Like it's gonna be glorious
So
scripting by Vince McMahon. Watch.
here's a new thing now. Is there gonna be a difference in for the wrestlers too? Because you know how it is, and originally with those packed stadiums, the delay in sound, right? Because of the arena. So now will there be a delay, or will that fix the delay problem? It's not packed with fans.
Maybe. I
Right?
mean, these are all things that we're gonna be able to tread water with, right? Because you've seen AEW do it, but they haven't done the Thunderdome in that scenario, right? They just had fans there. I'm sure they're gonna be like the show that we're gonna get out of that, whatever pay-per-view, whatever show occurs in this Thunderdome and Tropicana Field, it's gonna be dope if there's fans there. If there's fans there. Because the
Bro.
wrestlers are gonna feed off of that. At the end of the day, let's not forget these extraordinary performers, right? They feed off people. They feed off an audience. They need people, right? This has been this is why WrestleMania was so underwhelming, because nobody was prepared to shift the performance to the way that it is now. Because now they're performing to the camera. Before they're performing for live audiences.
Wrestling has always been about the live audience. It always has. That's why WrestleMania, like to your point, was so hollow in many ways, right? But we all can agree that there's one pay-per-view beyond all other pay-per-views. Honestly, quite frankly, the best pay-per-view ever. And you could ask anybody, you can talk about it. It always comes down to the
Insurrection.
Royal Rumble. Taboo Tuesday. No, Royal Rumble. All right, that's the one.
I thought it was Insurrection.
They can get actual audience
Insurrection.
members in those stands with the Thunderdome for the Royal Rumble and Tropicana. Yo, that shit'll be lit.
Yeah, we
I'm
out.
with
It
it.
would.
I'm with it.
Who's
I'm
down
with
to
it.
Rumble?
Ready to rumble.
A pay-per-view
Yo,
is
wait,
it-
hold on. There's a Retribution fan in the chat. What's going on?
Yo,
Is that Mustafa?
It's Mustafa. He is a
Mustafa.
hacker.
Mustafa.
Bless you. Bless you.
Oh, you asshole.
You're an asshole.
No,
Sounds like you have
He's a
allergies.
man of the people, just like JP.
A pay-per-view that JP is famous. Everybody needs to Google JP is famous.
Yeah,
We're
he's
gonna
on
find
X
that.
Facts
video.
on facts.
I saw him on
ladies
X
and gentlemen.
videos
The
this
ace,
morning.
baby.
Listen.
Our ace is
Listen.
famoso, baby.
Not only an entertaining handsome devil am I. I'm also a humanitarian. So, we out here.
Doing big things, baby. God bless you,
Right.
my good brother.
That's right. Speak about people that don't get their just due. One pay-per-view that does not get its just due is Survivor Series. Survivor Series, a tremendous pay-per-view. One of the big four, right? Seriously. But it's always the fourth. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride, never the talk of the town, always the fourth to SummerSlam and Royal Rumble and WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
That's the fourth.
Cinderella.
So,
Literally Cinderella.
Hey, Cinderella.
And there's you have people like myself that still prefer King of the Ring over Survivor Series.
Yo, I remember King of the Ring, man. That was a
I'm just saying.
pay-per-view. That was a pay-per-view.
I don't understand why it don't work. I don't understand why it's not working. Even NXT, they were doing the Cruiserweight Classic and the women's division. That's essentially was King of the Ring. That's
one
tournament.
thing for sure is Survivor Series definitely it still solidifies one of the 4 pay-per-views of the year that WWE goes out and goes extra, takes the extra amount, and it's very special because of what happened in 1990, and you remember it well. The Dead Man,
yes,
El Señor of the Hour, Undertaker,
Kane, the Undertaker. Let's be correct.
Kane the Undertaker debuted
November 22nd, 1990.
Yes, sir.
Did you guys see the?
Yo estaba ahí.
You were like,
look at the hand on that. What was it that? I'm gonna butcher it. I'm not even gonna try it. But
I was there, bro.
Were you really there?
Bro. I was there.
Damn,
yeah, I was there, stuck on the screen. Right? Stuck on the screen watching that, bro. It was crazy. I was like, who's this guy? Ahí. But it wasn't like in Spanish.
The Undertaker
he's played a significant right in Survivor Series and Mischief, you wanted to allude to some more of that.
Just the Undertaker just always had that aura, like just from the beginning. They wrote him so well, and he was so committed to the craft, and it really he deserves whatever happens. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna have a tremendous send-off no matter what happens. I feel like the company's going to do well by him, and I think he's going to be able to go out on his own terms, essentially, whenever he's done. And it sounds like he's done. But we got this Taker farewell coming. Is anyone ever really done?
Listen.
I want to believe that Vince is waiting for the final shot when, there's fans. I feel he wants that.
But let's remember one thing, that there's people out there right now that will, in their minds, Undertaker is the best wrestler there ever was for the industry. Like, he is the greatest to that extent to many people, right? So even if he's not done, I think the fact that it's been 30 years, I mean, you hear like Savio Vega is going to make an appearance. Like, you have people coming out the woodwork because
the guys
of
are
the
coming out.
that he's built.
BSK.
People need to understand the reason why the Undertaker has had such a storied career. It's not just so much about what the character that he was in the ring on TV for us, for our entertainment. It was about the character he had as a person, who he was backstage. You know what I'm saying? He was a man that was respected time after time after time. He's a man that would stand up when shit was going bad. Ask the Miz. You know what I mean? So, he was the judge, essentially. I mean, they poke fun at it, but it's the truth. And even to this day, I've seen clips that he shows up to NXT. He shows up to the Performance Center before COVID. Rolls around with guys, you know what I mean? Like, he's still there, man. He's willing to do the work. He is that type of person that has that leadership in the background, in the locker room. This is why he's always respected. You know what I mean? And to commemorate his 30 years, I hope this is a send-off he deserves, because I feel like we've been teased, and then there's some regrets.
And then taken advantage of.
Yo,
but it's time. It's time. And I think we
got good memories though. We got good.
I think what Mischief suggested a while back. He suggested this a couple shows ago. I'm gonna bring it back. The proper send off would be him versus Sting in a cinematic match of sorts.
I like
what you
that.
guys
I like.
think
I
we're
like.
getting?
Love where you're going with that.
But
And let's get there. But let's talk about his influences real quick because, like you said, JP, man, the man's put in his work and he's done so much that that alone, all his works influenced so many other talent to do that much better. Well, not better. I don't want to say better because he does. They've never done better than him. But it's brought them to their A game. Look at Bray Wyatt. And Bray Wyatt, when he started NXT, look where he is today. He's like, I don't want to be the first one to say he's the new age Undertaker, ladies and gentlemen, the 2020 Undertaker. He's the Fiend. And guess what? He has a multiple personality. He's like a fucking by day he's Bray Wyatt, and then he's the Fiend. What's that movie called? The split personality split? Nah, that's too obvious. It would never be called that.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Yo, but like the Undertaker's influence is far-reaching, right? We see it in the business, right? We see it in Bray Wyatt. We see it in them $1,000 cameos. My guy is charging up in these streets.
Hey, he gotta eat. He gotta eat.
Yeah, hungry. You see that, man?
He got a 10-year-old daughter at home that he's trying to make sure she don't pay no student loans. Like, yo, let him charge who charges.
He was in the thing with no.
Undertaker, yo, he's one of the greatest. Let him make sure that. You know what? I want to make sure charge what he wants to charge because I want to make sure when he retires, he don't have to come back because of money.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let him retire with dignity. He's sacrificed so much. Like, if you see the man perform, you know his body's been through some crazy shit. Like, think about all the matches in 30 years that he's been involved in, folks.
Not only matches, JP, not only the gimmicks that he has brought to the table, right? Oh, we have a whole pay-per-view named after his creation, right? The Hell in a Cell, right? We got Buried Alive matches. We got coffin matches. We got Inferno matches. We got like all his brainchild, like all his characters' brainchild. You know what I'm saying? Like not that boiler room brawls and shit, right? Iconic moments that he's inspired, right? There's one picture. Well, there's several pictures that if you see, you hear, right? Like there's a picture of like Stone Cold walking through the glass, and you see the glass shattering, like it's midway, right? As he's
like a butterfly.
Yo, you hear that shit. You know what that sounds like. Big pop, boom, right? I lost my whole train of thought. I forgot who the fuck.
You were talking about Hornswoggle. You were talking about Hornswoggle and the mini TLC match.
Shut
you
up.
The flip.
That's called the WLC.
The WLC, yeah.
Danny says dope, which I agree this will be pretty phenomenal. The Fiend Bray Wyatt will interrupt Undertaker's farewell at Survivor Series.
Oh,
book it.
Yo, let's give it. I'm with the way the Fiend is being booked right now, and with Alexa Bliss, you had Michelle McCool in there at certain points, bro. I am so down for it because it's a second go around. The one thing you need to understand about people like Bray Wyatt and people like Undertaker is that they learn from mistakes. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna make the same mistake again. You talking about a man like the Undertaker. This is why he's not gonna wrestle Goldberg again. Because he don't make mistakes twice. This is why he fought Shawn Michaels 7 million times. Because he knew it was going to be great.
I just realized the picture that you can hear is Mankind being thrown off the Hell in a Cell. JR saying, oh my God.
5 minutes later.
Yo, son, that's the picture.
That is,
that
it
you
is.
remember.
Yeah.
That you see it and you're like, bam, inspired by a moment with the Undertaker. Like the Undertaker helped make that happen. I mean, clearly that's a Mankind moment, but he's in it. It came from.
Let's be clear.
I got you. I'm gonna cut and edit your answer together so
do me that silence.
I got you.
They should be saying that Undertaker caused that moment. No, let's be clear. Undertaker evaded manslaughter charges. Like he threw him off a fucking Hell in a Cell. Like, let's not sugarcoat this shit. Yes, it was a stunt. There was no cushion under that table. This before they thought of shit like that.
But JP, they taught him how to fall. P.
Where? Who
gimmicked the top of the cell?
Yeah,
smart.
they taught him so well that his tooth ended up in his beard. That's what they taught him.
That was worked. He was smiling.
How about like all those moments with Paul Bearer? right? And making Paul
Mm.
Bearer and how Paul Bearer helped make him, right? That
Yeah,
I'm
boy
really
will
enjoying
always
watching
pierce.
these moments on WWE Network, by the way, too, with the
Did-
Paul Bear
Did anybody
documentaries
catch?
and all that.
Did anybody catch that special with the Brothers of Destruction when they sit down and
Not
they
yet.
talk about, bro, beautiful,
Yeah,
beautiful, beautiful,
that's next on my list too. Actually,
Check
for
that
what I'm
out.
gonna
Might
get
check
into
that out tonight.
Yeah, yeah,
beautiful
no
Tropicana
doubt.
brothers.
Paul
Um,
Bear, man. Like the crazy thing about Paul Bear, like I don't know if not many people know this, but he actually is a funeral director. He was a funeral director while
yeah,
he was a manager in wrestling. So that's where the gimmick kind of lived through.
Oh,
And I do believe it added another essence of mysticism to the character. But then again, like I wonder, like, are funeral directors creepy like this? Like, nah, I don't think so.
I got a
I don't
funny.
I don't know.
When you reminded me when you did yeah shit like I told y'all I'm sure I told y'all. But a funny story, we're at WrestleMania Access. I forgot what year this was.
I was there with you.
You were with me? What year was that?
It was The Rock and Cena here.
Rock is,
In
that
MetLife.
was Miami.
Ew,
That was Miami.
gross ass.
But The Rock defeated John Cena though.
Oh,
Hey.
that is true.
So we're at WrestleMania Access, and I'm walking doing the Undertaker tour, and we're taking our tour and shit, and then Paul Heyman's there signing autographs, and then we're there, everybody's next to Heyman and shit, and we're about to say cheese, and then everybody say cheese. I'm like, oh yes, and he looks at me with the fucking craziest look, and he goes, "You okay?" Like, I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, I'm fine.
And then what happened to him a year later?
Yeah, you see.
Oh no! Wait, what?
Bro. Oh, God. I need to.
No,
get
I think he
this
was just
up, bro.
concerned because it sounded like you orgasmed this shit.
It looks like I'm okay.
He's alive. Your brother is alive.
Hey, it's all good, but he liked that storyline with CM Punk. So we Gucci.
I heard that was his idea.
It was.
Post-mortem. Yo, but not just that, right? Like, how about like being the fourth guy on that Mount Rushmore of the Attitude Era?
Mhm.
Right? Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, and Undertaker, in my opinion. I know like Shawn could be up there too for a lot
Shawn
of
Can you
has
be
to,
like,
safely
whatever.
saying
Because
he's
remember-
on everybody?
Ooh, shit, yeah, that's rough, bro.
I don't know.
I feel like you need to put it to 5. If you want to talk about like Mount Rushmore Attitude Era,
No, Mount Rushmore is
those
all
5
eras.
names.
There's no one distincting era.
Who's
Like
your-
it's
who's your fifth
all
name,
time,
JP?
everything.
Because
All things
Ric
considered.
Flair gotta be up there.
Ric Flair?
in the Attitude Era?
Yeah, I'm not putting Ric
But
Flair.
but he said about he just changed it to all time. I'm going by what the
Mount-
man
Mount-
said.
Mount Rushmore isn't it all time like the greatest of greats?
We're not
Sure,
doing the
but if you say Mount Rushmore of Attitude Era, then that's different.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't hear that part.
This motherfucker.
I'm just thinking.
But
I was talking about
Yo,
him. They could be on
better-
everybody's Mount Rushmore for
You
like.
better
I mean,
put
Mount
the character.
Mount
You better put the
Mumbles.
character Vince McMahon there. Because he was a huge part of the Attitude Era.
Damn, that's
true.
yeah, man.
Well,
I just want his autograph top
I
card.
feel like he doesn't have to be there. He's the owner. You know what I'm saying?
He is the owner, but without him, there was no Stone Cold Steve Austin.
My man, he chiseled the Mount Rushmore. Like he doesn't need to be on it.
Maybe,
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Because, before Vince McMahon came along, like, Stone Cold was doing good, too. I'm not saying that Vince did not help.
He was?
I mean, he did the Bret Hart thing, right? He had
The
Yeah,
Million Dollar Man? You talking
He was
about
hot.
Million Dollar Man?
He was hot.
It
Nah,
was post-$1 Million Man. Like, there was
did
a time,
the Bret Hart program was before.
Yeah, but he was still a
him.
mid-carder there. He was
He
still
had-
a
he had-
mid-carder there.
But
He
He was
Shawn.
growing.
He teamed with Dude Love before.
Absolutely.
The
No,
My
but
point is
the
that he
reason
could have maybe, who knows, without Vince, he might have been where he is because he had that swag, like he could have done it. Right?
Yeah,
Vince
yeah.
played a good role, but Vince didn't wrestle. Like he wrestled, but he didn't wrestle. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the guys that really mixed it up. Not to say that Vince didn't have a fucking say in the matter.
Right.
He's a sculptor of that.
The guy's gonna be the one that builds the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Like, you don't gotta put his name on that shit.
He's in there with the chisel. Like, you don't know need for that.
You know he's
Yo,
gonna
The
chisel
Rock,
himself
Stone
there at
Cold,
the end,
Shawn
right?
Michaels, Triple H, Undertaker. You have to put all 5 of them. You have
Or you
who do you
take
take
out
off of that?
Triple H.
I'll take off Triple H and I'll put John Cena.
Jeez.
For the Attitude Era?
Oh, my bad.
Mother-
Attitude Era. My fault.
Yo,
Yo.
like how are you?
Hey, yo.
So happy,
Yo,
Every
close this
time
box.
I hear the
Close
word
this box.
Mount Rushmore, I think just greatest all time. I never
No.
think like
Yeah, yo,
Just
there's
talking
mad
about his
mountains, bro.
favorite
There's
wrestler
mad
of all
mountains.
time.
like shit.
There's mad mountains, bro. Like let's
It's
just
so-
leave it alone.
Oh, shit, yo, we out of here.
There
yo,
you
get
go.
out of here. All right, man, we out.
That's all the time we have.
Hey, the one match I'll never forget was that classic 6-man in the Hell in a Cell: Taker, Austin, Triple H, Angle, Rock, and Rikishi. Yeah, that
So
was
Rikishi
dope.
fell on that truck, right?
That was dope. That was dope.
That was Armageddon. That was
I mean,
dope.
yo, The Undertaker has done so many matches that leave us in our memories, bro. Like, you've seen some of the craziest shit you ever seen in wrestling because of The Undertaker. Like, even the Jake the Snake moment when, like, I talked about it before with Macho Man, he opens up the present, the snake comes out. Undertaker's part of that, too.
Yeah.
Undertaker was right there. He got him in the neck, right afterwards. It was him beating up Macho Man
What
and
website
choking
was
him.
that on?
Listen. But
P-Hub.
I mean, Undertaker has been. He hung the Big Boss Man. He had Stephanie crucified. Like, I mean, there's just so many things.
Yo,
And then
he's done a lot.
The last one we got was a cinematic match.
Right.
It was a cinematic match, and it was one that was favorable. It was favorable. I don't want to say it was my favorite match of his, right? But it worked.
It was my
Him
favorite
and AJ
cinematic
Styles made it work.
Undertaker.
It was
made
no
it work.
Undertaker versus Undertaker.
Can't you step it up?
Listen, wasn't that his cousin? I think it's his cousin too. I heard.
Oh,
What?
no.
No, that was Brian Adams.
I hate it
Yeah,
when
and Brian Adams is his cousin.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's his
Oh
cousin.
shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Crush, right? Crush.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I be knowing things, bro. I'm JP Savage. Come on now.
Hey, you don't gotta tell me, Ace.
Yo,
talk-
ask
you know-
about me. News 12, NBC, Fox 5, CBS, Cooney News.
We know
I'm
know
really-
when WWE are hoarding talent just to keep them away from AEW if they're not.
Ooh.
Yo.
So I'm saying.
I'm really glad Undertaker had his American Badass run. I also hate it, like, simultaneously. Like, I hate the fact that, like, he broke out of the Undertaker character because it was just never the same after that. Like, just you just kind of, like, let it happen because you're like, oh, it's Undertaker. But had you just become a fan when Undertaker was coming off that American Badass shit, you would be like, this motherfucker was riding a motorcycle.
Yeah.
I was not a fan at WrestleMania 20. Let's just say that. Like, I didn't see what I didn't. It wasn't the same look, so the look took me off a bit, and I was just like, it took me a little longer to warm up to the return post attitude. I mean, whatever the American Badass era.
That garbage. But
Yeah.
now it makes sense.
Pizza's
Like, now
hot.
it fits in canon. You know what I mean? Because that's who he that's who he was, kind of.
Nick
You know what I
Cannon.
mean? Like, now Nick Cannon. His career is
Yes, Undertaker, Jeff Hardy ladder
It's
match.
Nick
For
Cannon.
sure. For sure.
This guy, bro.
There's a tournament
Yes.
happening somewhere.
Shout out
about
to that Hardy Undertaker match, yo. That was big.
I think
That's
he's
big that
having
he
a
did
tournament at the best matches in Undertaker's history, and that's in the top 4. That's in the top 4 matches. So it's a very credible match, one of the best for Jeff Hardy. Yeah, and remember that was for the WCW title, right? That was for the World Heavyweight title.
WWE title. That was on Raw, no? Oh, you mean the belt? Yeah.
The belt,
I think
right?
So I don't remember what belt it was.
Which was considered the second in that time, right?
Is that the title that he had at the time?
I think
Second
that's
in
what that was the one.
possession,
And they stole the show. We're talking about a man that has wrestled for 30 years, and it's one of the top 4 matches voted by the fans.
it's easily
That's saying
the
something.
most respectable thing you could do too for Hardy, man. It set him up, and that's pretty much what moved him into the main event picture, yo. Do that job, that favor that Taker did for him, man.
And
he didn't even
Taker
lose.
don't do that for anybody. He won't do that for anybody.
That's true. That's true.
Well, a couple will tell you.
And you know what else I won't do for anybody? I won't just buy gifts for anybody that I don't love. I buy
You
gifts for
bought me
everybody
that
that I
thing,
love.
so that's
And
that's
what
a
I'm
lot.
gonna do is
Got
I'm gonna
me
make sure I'm gonna go to
that PS5 shit.
folkpro.com because the bad guys, us, Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots, we have a little discount. HPC 10. Go to foco.com. Get yourself any sports team. You just had the NBA draft happen. You had the Knicks taking Obi Tobin. Go get
Oh
something.
yeah,
Go get the mask.
está
Go
frío,
get something.
está frío. Ponte
Christmas
la
is
vaina,
coming
y got the
around,
little
folks.
furs.
Christmas is going around. Deliver it straight to their house, bro.
Got the little fur
Foco.com.
now.
HPC 10. You already know you're welcome. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Get
Oh,
it.
JP.
Yo,
Hallelujah.
so
Speaking of
JP,
cinematic matches,
no, shut up. You've been put on timeout.
Yeah, bro.
You can't have no more ice cream with this guy.
when
Right?
the fuck did we get
When
ice
the fuck
cream?
when did we get ice cream? No. But JP had made a point about cinematic matches.
Oh, I
right?
did.
And I think that's important because where he's at in his career, Undertaker, where the Undertaker's at in his career, that's all the time we have. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like that's what that is. So I'm
Yep.
glad you said it. So the best match he can have, and quite frankly, I want the best match I can get out of him. If we're gonna do an Undertaker thing and not finish it here, because like you really think this zombie man is coming back to just leave? His whole career is magic, but now he's just gonna come in the ring and just be like, "Yo, peace, I'm out, guys. That's it. No bye-bye, no fireworks. We just
But,
gonna
like,
walk." Come on, man.
Listen. I do believe a cinematic match will definitely help suspend the disbelief that has always been part of the illusion of the Undertaker in his matches. That's what we've been missing as of late. That's what you miss with the American Badass, right? But the cinematic match helped that significantly, right? I think that might be the best move they could do for him. Now the problem is, you could fail. You could fail because there are some pros and there are some cons to cinematic matches. There are
I've
some
seen
things that you
Con
can
Air.
do.
This guy, bro.
Yo.
We can't have no nice things, bro.
That
Yo.
one.
Not one.
Yo, I'm about to replace you with Nicolas Cage, bro.
Yo,
'Cause
that dude's
he
a
does
beast,
everything.
yo.
He'll
He's
get
a
contracted
beast.
for everything. He's trying
Is
to
he
make that money, taxes, yo.
Is
But
he
listen,
related to Brian Cage?
hey, listen, Melissa, listen,
Yo, you get put on timeout again.
listen, Venezuela. You
As long
gotta
as you don't mute
understand.
me, we good.
Oh
gotta
shit, what's the
understand.
mute button?
See, now I lost my trick.
Damn, did we steal that too?
There has to be some pros and some cons to cinematic matches. Because, for example, you have moments like Lana and Bobby Lashley. Like that cinematic vignette and a cinematic match, like that could be it could be terrible. So, what are some of those pros and cons?
You said Lana Lashley was cinematic. What was cinematic about that?
It was a
The
recorded
hotel
vignette,
scene?
right?
Oh,
Hello.
the vignette. Oh, those that bed shit that they had, that all that stuff.
Hey.
They were doing.
Think about it. It's the one thing that's happening now, and
Versace
it's what's happening because of COVID, right? You have AEW. You just had the inner circle going to Vegas, recreating the Hangover. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is part of it, right? This is part of the entertainment that we're receiving. What are some of those pros and cons? What are we gaining from those? What are we losing?
Well, we're gonna gain like a great showing from the Undertaker, and that's kind of what I was trying to say previously before Vic said some bullshit. All right, the fact of the matter is that
Yo, you know I have ADHD. You can't do that shit.
The ADHD, the one and only Bird, Bag, and the Undertaker. All right, the Undertaker. The best you can get out of him, the best juice you can get out of him comes from something that's edited, produced, plays on the magic and mystique. And I think Bray Wyatt has created the perfect universe for that to exist. Cinematic matches can provide you that. That's a huge pro in the game. In the game where the show is entertainment, right? World Wrestling Entertainment. That's the key right there. Getting those legends as the most airtime that you can, getting nostalgia, getting the best out of them. Yo, the casual fan turns on an Undertaker match and they're gonna just see some Saudi Arabia shit. They don't want to see that. They'll be like, oh man, I remember that guy. Nobody wants that, right? But showing the Undertaker in this like
Listen,
dark element,
we don't
some
want the
crazy shit.
Undertaker looking like Rudy Giuliani with like the hair dye dripping. Like it's not what we want, bro. We
You
want him
can do
looking at his
it.
best. We
You got a
want him
Judy
looking at his
Giuliani
best,
reference.
bro.
You
We
I
want
talking
him
mean,
looking at
I
his
hear
finest.
you.
But I have
I hear
one
you.
question that everybody has thought of. Everybody has thought about this question. I gotta ask you guys. If you have the Undertaker in a cinematic match, that means you can suspend disbelief.
One more.
Is levitation too much?
yes.
No, it is not.
I
Fuck
mean,
no,
flying
it is
was
not.
never
You
his
see?
thing. Why would
I,
Undertaker
you
yeah.
know
fly?
what? Thank you for bringing that up because I eventually in this conversation was planning on saying I better see him levitate.
Why?
I better see him. I better see him teleport. You know why?
Don't
Because
vampires fly?
If you're talking about one more match with the Undertaker, his farewell match, and in an ideal scenario, it's only one of two people, and it's the Fiend, and you know damn well who the fuck the other person is, and it damn sure better be a fucking cinematic match where
Dick
I
Finley.
see everything. I've said the purple Undertaker, the gray Undertaker, the attitude Undertaker, the fucking Undertaker that teleports, the Undertaker that fucking sacrifices Stephanie
But don't make
McMahon.
it Jason X. Don't make it Jason X.
No, don't go that far.
No,
Don't go that
no,
far.
no.
The Undertaker can teleport, but he can't bring people back to life or some shit. I don't know. But still, Sting and The Undertaker would make a great match, cinematic, but with the right element of effects and like CGI, whatever the fuck you can call it.
That's why.
I need to see that. And that's how you send him off. Because like you said, The Undertaker's career is mystical. It's fucking it's so legendary that it's a gimmick that it's all that scary shit and the mystique behind it all. You gotta leave him with that. You entered it. You entered his career. You began his career with the mystique. You end it the same way. And you use CGI like a motherfucker. You make that nigga you make a fucking teleport.
Yo, can we
How many blue chews this guy pop?
Yo, I
From
don't
Brooklyn. It
understand.
says Oktoberfest.
Yes,
I think
listen.
I left it too long in the fridge. It says October.
Yeah, I think they left
End of
you
an
too
era.
long in the
Listen,
fridge.
That was definitely Danny. That was definitely the match that should have closed off his career. The Shawn Michaels,
Yes!
Triple H, them walking off stage.
Yes, because
Arm in
Pretty
arm.
Chubby was mad as fuck. That's why I should have ended his career.
You're muted. That should have been the end. But unfortunately, that's all we got. And then we thought, him beating Roman, and then, folding his coat nice and shit, putting the hat. We thought that was it. And we're like, okay, cool. And it wasn't that. So we're still here, folks. We don't know. I just hope, I like even numbers. I hope 30 is it. And I hope that it's Sting. And if it's not Sting, I hope that it's Bray Wyatt. And I hope that it elevates. It's the passing of the torch that we didn't get when they previously feuded. That's what I hope it is.
Yeah,
because Bray Wyatt deserves it. Bray Wyatt has been arguably the person I give credit to, maybe a little bit more to, is a Matt Hardy, but a person that's able to redesign his character time after time and just go with the flow and try and not fearing failure, right? It has to be Bray Wyatt, man, because look at the depths that he's reached with each of the characters he's had to what we have now. So now what he incorporated Alexa Bliss into it, and it's working phenomenal. You know what I mean? Like,
cherry on top.
He deserves it. Like Mischief said, he is the next Undertaker.
But
He's the next wrestling icon in the industry that has that mysticism, right? What was your question, PCF?
What I was gonna say is, how everybody that feuds with the Fiend, it brings back their old character. So what if the Undertaker feuds with the Fiend and it brings back the American Badass?
Nah, the purple one.
So remember when he was ranting about the yellow, the green, the purple, the gray? That's what he was talking about.
Because Bray Wyatt can make it all exist.
Just like the John Cena shit. Like the John Cena match.
You
That would be a
don't
great
do it
cinematic
half-assed,
match.
though.
Absolutely.
Tell me no.
Yeah,
That would
Tell
be
me
a
no.
great-
It would be half-assed. If they don't do some shit like that, it'd be half-assed in my book.
Yeah, they have to.
They
You have to
gotta
commemorate the 30 years.
I mean, I'm exaggerating. I'm bad picky as fuck. Okay, but like touch on it. Touch on that aspect of his career.
You know
Well,
what'd be
If you
crazy?
anything
I'll
less
give you
is
an idea.
flat.
I'm gonna give you an idea. You know what would be like a cinematic experience? If you put the Undertaker, if the Fiend puts the Undertaker in the catacombs and like the end result of all of his famous moments. So like the shit that we remember, him looking from the top of the cage at Mick Foley after he threw him off that shit. You know what I mean? Bringing him back to that moment, like the moments where he feels guilt for the hurt that he's provided upon somebody. Yo, that would be phenomenal. Just like you see the moment and they're not there no more. It's just him in the end. Like if it's an empty arena and the big boss man's no longer hanging, it's just a rope. You know what I'm saying? The crucifix is there.
When he
It's
set
a
Kane on
noose.
fire in
I
an
don't know if
Inferno
you
match.
The caskets.
that's
You know what I mean?
That's why they don't show it
yo.
anymore.
The fire match him and the Kane had.
Yeah,
The
Inferno
burnt up
match.
ropes of the ring, the Inferno match, the burnt up ropes and the post of the ring after the match. And he just in the middle of the ring. A boiler room brawl, bro.
Buried
Imagine going back to
alive.
that. Yo.
Austin, Mankind.
Paul Bearer's urn in the middle of the ring. Just fucking sitting there. And we get an oh yes out of it.
Paul
Fucking
Bear
there
when
for
he
it.
hits him with the urn.
But here's the deal, right? Like going back to whatever the fuck we were talking about before. Cinematic matches can only provide this, but
Remember?
But
done correctly and not in excess. Right?
Yes.
You start doing this every week
Aspect.
all the time, and bro, it's gonna get washed. It's gonna get corny, and we're gonna be like, all right, man, this shit is over. But I like so far the way they've been handling it. Yo, we've only really gotten John Cena like this wild ass match, so it's due.
Well,
I think it has to be like that. John Cena shit.
folks, I want to make sure because Danny made a point. He was speechless when Brock beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania. Absolutely, I remember watching that. Everybody was speechless. Nobody saw that shit coming, right? But let's remember that we're not gonna see that for Undertaker's 30th. Don't expect that to be we're not gonna get shocked. It's gonna be sad, bro. We're gonna be crying like little pigeons. We're gonna be crying.
Yeah, right.
Pigeons
Or
do
the
cry.
Undertaker comes out, and then legends go around the ring.
Pigeons' tears are expensive. So, like, we're gonna, this is an icon. This is a person that we've grown up with. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's brought tears, he's brought joy, he's brought menace into your life. He's improved the quality of wrestling that we know it for its entertainment purposes. And he's about to hang it up. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope.
Yes.
But my question is, you have the 30 years of Undertaker. You have one of the top 4 pay-per-views, Survivor Series happening this weekend, right? You just have AEW coming off of arguably the best pay-per-view that they've ever had in Full Gear, right? Definitely the best pay-per-view they had this year. What does WWE have to do to beat Full Gear?
Exactly
What do they have
what we
to do
said
this
with Bray
weekend?
Wyatt. Everything we
That's it?
said with the Fiend. All of that.
That's
shit.
it, though? That's
all
it?
of that shit, and that's it. That's it.
Nah.
That's it.
It's got to be more. There's got to be more.
Nah, all that shit.
rough.
That's all I want to see. That's all that matters this weekend.
Yeah,
It's
but
the Undertaker.
he's
bigger.
Hours.
He's as big. He's as big as the business. Almost not bigger. But I mean, that name alone, yo.
He's not bigger than the
John
business.
Moxley,
John Moxley
and Kingston.
He lost to Brock Lesnar. Even he doesn't think he's bigger than the business. He's not big.
Nah, he's not bigger than the business.
Yo, and real quick, going back to that night when he lost to Brock, he said that he found out the night of the pay-per-view, the night of WrestleMania. He was supposed to go over. He was supposed to go over, and Vince told him when he arrived at the stadium, Brock is going over. And he's like, you know what? If that's best for business, then I'm gonna go with it.
That shows that he's the company man. But he even just recently said Roman Reigns he would have been a good guy to fucking end the streak too.
Him and Kane were talking about it, and I agree at the time, right? Like that made sense. But we're still here. We're still kicking.
But once again, Vic, you're talking about one aspect, which I don't think we're gonna get a lot of, but one aspect of what Survivor Series is gonna be. That one aspect of a 4 to 5 hour show, because it's one of the big four. So you know this shit started like at 6, right?
Yo, word
So-
is going, huh?
I'm just saying, right? So if the rest of the card, in order to beat Full Gear, which we're saying arguably was the best pay-per-view that fucking AEW has had since its existence, right? You need a better card. So what does WWE need to produce?
Hella serious matches.
Yo,
because these tag matches are not cutting it from what I see.
You know what you need to do, folks? You need to tune into our official pre-show that will be coming out for the one and only Survivor Series by the bad guys themselves, Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots. Make sure to tune in for our pre-show for Survivor Series. And we're going to tell you, after we see what unfolds on SmackDown, what they need to do to be successful and to beat out AEW, because they are the main brand. But I don't know, man. My money's on AEW.
I talk shit. There are some matches I want to see. I like the New Day and the Street Profits. That has potential. I like Bobby Lashley.
Bro.
No, but that's the question. What do they have to do? What do they have to do? What do they have to do to beat a Full Gear, right? They have to have good matches.
You know what we need? We need to talk about the Heels, Pops, Chair Shots of the week. I think that's what we need to go. Well, that's what we need to do.
That's what we need. That's what we need.
What we got?
Well, this man misses a week and he forgets it.
God, you got mad excited. You blew your load all over Bray Wyatt.
It was exciting.
Hey, it wouldn't be the first time. It wouldn't be the first time.
Danny, I love your prediction. Please make sure to tune in for the pre-show because I may be co-signing what you're saying right now. I like that. I like that card right now.
Zayn wins with an upset. Okay,
I
that's
might
interesting.
Hold on. I'm midway through the paragraph. Chill. Please, we'll catch
guy, bro.
Oh, you read at a third grade level,
bro. I'm gonna give Jade. Shut the fuck up. Yo, I hate this guy, yo. Jade Cargill jumping Brandy Rhodes because I love watching Brandy Rhodes get her ass kicked. Throw that a little heel of the week. Also, Vicky Guerrero was involved in the dust up. Nyla Rose as well. Vicky Guerrero, you can catch her on Shooting the Ish. We just dropped that video, by the way, that Shooting the Ish video interview with Vicky Guerrero dropped on Patreon. So check it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, all we do is drop bangers. Bangers after bangers.
/HPC2 Sweet.
Yeah,
that was patreon.com. HPC2 Sweet.
Was it .com or .org? I don't think
because you keep talking, bro.
I mean, that's what the mic is here for, baby.
Diablo,
it might be caliente hoy.
I'm gonna throw but you know what?
You know what was? What was caliente was Kenny Omega, dog. That was the caliente of the week. Pop. Biggest pop of the week when because I know things. Maybe others don't, but I know he was involved heavily in the beatdown of John Moxley in the bloody nose.
Kenny Omega's cheesy as hell, bro. He's so
he made pretend like he didn't know, like como si nada shit.
So you give Kenny Omega the heel of the week?
Pop of the week.
You know who my heel of the week
was?
You know who my heel of the week was? The Giants coach, Joe Judge, when he fired the offensive line coach, bro. They almost went to fisticuffs.
How do I
heel of the week, bro.
That's because they wrote it like that, bro.
But you know what my pop of the week was? You know what my pop of the week was, folks? My pop of the week, and this is something I was waiting to pop for. Wow. MLW Restart. MLW Restart. If you folks have not seen it, please do yourself a favor. And as we predicted, folks, the open weight heavyweight champion, right? The Shooting the Islam, the one and only.
So many good ones.
Bacon loving. And Hammerstone made an impact on that episode. Make sure to catch it. The man is going straight. He's about to be double belted right now. I'm telling you, make sure to watch the Restart MLW. I'm so happy he's back. Damn, Zelina.
Zelina.
You know what? I'm gonna give some shout out, some love to Heel of the Week FTW or Team Taz, I should say, for having
word, yo.
a new inductee to Team Taz.
It was
Sir
showing
Will
some
Hobbs.
Well,
Will
Hobbs, yeah.
That was nice.
Assaulting.
That was
I forgot
nice.
who the fuck he assaulted, but it was dope. That was
It
a
was
moment. Oh, another pop, also on AEW. Pac.
Yes.
Coming out.
Yo,
Bros.
Death Triangle is back.
Yes, sir.
Right, that
Yes,
whole
yes,
segment,
sir.
Triangle is
Come
back.
back. Yeah.
that shit was fire.
Speaking of who's back, who popped for Undisputed Era when they came
Nobody.
back this week?
They're back,
Nah.
baby. And we're going to
Yes,
have
sir.
War Games December 6th.
Saving Mr. Finn Balor, right?
Listen. December 6th, you have War Games. And once again, you have Shotzi Blackheart in the limelight. And she's in a feud with Candice LeRae right now. And now Indy Hartwell. Jesus, my bad. Indy Hartwell is already teaming up with Candice LeRae. Let's see who else she can recruit. And who is Shotzi going to bring to the table? Folks, let's remember...